All right, my friends, we're just gonna go ahead and call this Feral Tuesday. So I had a fun idea. I wanna do everything that I like to do, but I want a pink base under almost all of it. I want a pinky toned under eye. I'm gonna use a pink eyeshadow base with kind of my normal casual eyeshadow colors. Everything is just going to have a pink hue. We might go 𝗕𝗲𝗂𝘂𝘅, but we'll see. Now, one of my friends here sent me this palette, and I found out later from all of you that there is a heartbreaking but beautiful story within here. This is a Sydney Grace palette, and Mel Thompson is the collaboration here. And I'm gonna tag Mel Thompson. She sadly passed away, and it's very, very sad, but it's so incredible that through time, this palette is still with all of us. And honestly, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry thinking about it. But I just wanted to share a little bit of that story and Mel's story, and I'm very excited. I just think it's incredible that one of you sent me this, and now we're using it here. So yeah, everybody cry it out. Let's go. The colors here are stunning. Let's just start with this kind of classic brown situation. And I'm going to start to pack that on top of our pink base. Blending like a dream. Picking up a little bit more. This is going to be so much fun. I'm going to definitely add some depth, and I want to go here, but then I kind of just feel like that'll take it to where we expect with a pink base. So I might not, but I know that I definitely want to add some depth to it. But let's first just lay down this really soft transition. Now I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush, and I'm gonna pick up this shade, and this is gonna go right underneath the first transition. I want to use this color. This one just excites me, and I think that'll really pull the pink here that isn't going to be covered. I'm also going to try to leave some of this out here too, just so it kind of glows. But let's finish this up first. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm getting excited. This color story excites me. It gets me all kinds of wild. So then I get ahead of myself. Oof, look how nicely that places. I knew I was going to need this color, but I did switch to the fluffiest brush because I just want to add a veil of this to this top part. It keeps the pink, and it's going to blur a little bit of that shade into our other crease shades. And I'm just going to dip into this a couple more times. I'm picking up such a small amount, that way I'm not depositing too much color, but I'm also getting this nice and set. And I'll work on the transition a little bit more in just a second, but I did want to get that pink going a little bit here more. Now, let's see what happens. Let's add that here. Not gonna take it too far over this way because I want the purple or the lavender to really stand out there. Let's do the same thing here. I am gonna do a wing, but I want the rest of the eye to be a little bit more rounded. We're almost to the lavender. Let's add a little bit more of this base just to the center of the lid. It's probably too much. That's probably enough for both eyes. Let's see where that takes us. C31, I just like the C31 is so perfect for this type of base. Any kind of precision concealing, and this is concealing essentially. Oh, Benny's playing guitar in the other room. That's fun. Fun fact, if you ever need to pack on a color, the E28 is perfect for that. It's just absolutely perfect. Packing is something that I love to do, so I definitely had that in mind when I designed the E28. Grabbing some more. It almost glows with that pink base underneath it. Just really make sure that you're setting every piece of that wet pink base, and that goes for no matter what look you're doing. It's all about making sure you're really pressing that shadow into that tacky base. Remember that red brown called Bugaboo? I'm just gonna feather that there and there, just so it kind of melts in together. We're almost done. I'm gonna use the 𝗕𝗿𝗂𝘀𝗵𝗲𝘀 liner. I absolutely love it, but I don't know if you know this. This is technically a gel liner, so I like to take an E26 with it and finish the shape. I just feel like I get more precision this way. It's a lot easier to draw the wing. And then I'm just gonna smudge just a little bit on top here. And when I say on top, I mean the top line. It does help to do one eye at a time because again, it's a gel, so it will dry, and that's why we like it. But this has a little bit of a slower dry time, so I like it with the E26, just like I would a pot gel liner. Now, nothing's set here. And I feel like that's the most important thing to learn, that makeup is very easily manipulated if it's not set. If we can reactivate it, we are good to go. So I'm just cleaning, I'm wiping on 𝗕𝗃 in case you're wondering where the brush is going. Just take that. Nice. And then I have a little bit of the base. I'm gonna grab some here actually. Well, I thought my brushes were ready, but that's okay. I'm gonna open it and then I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that base back underneath here, just so it kind of glows. See? That's why mess-ups happen. It's so normal. Makeup is it's just crazy wild art supplies, but it's really nothing that we can't handle. So just wipe that away. And then I take a little bit of micellar water on 𝗕𝗃, whatever you got. Dab, dab, dab. Now we're cleaned up and let's do it again. Take two. Keep that pretty pink glow going around the edges. Wait, should we? We're going to. Let's do a pink glow underneath here too. Just consider my under eye an extended canvas. Oh yeah, that's the party I want to go to right there. Feral Tuesday. I actually don't use these as much as I thought that I was going to. This is the Dior stick blush. It's not that I dislike it, and yes, we're wild. I don't know. I just don't reach for them. But I'm gonna put this underneath my bronzer and it's going to add a pinky lavender glow, essentially. And remember, it's Feral Tuesday. Usually it's Feral Monday if you're new here, but I had to post an ad, so we just moved it to Tuesday. Okay, let's see where this takes us. I'm gonna blend this out first with our C43. This brush is essentially designed for underpainting. It came out a while ago and we're gonna restock it in October, but it's absolutely perfect because you can see it's shaped like a dome, and that shape is really interesting because it gets things really, really flat. It kind of keeps them precise. If you want to sculpt with it, that's another reason I wanted to do that rounded shape, so you can get a sculpt, but it's actually absolutely, look at how flat it can get this and smooth. It's perfect for underpainting. Now, whenever you're underpainting, it is going to be important to use a foundation that's not full coverage, or it's just going to cover up everything, essentially. So I am going to add the bronzer later, but for right now, I am going to start to get all of this underpainted right now. This is so much fun. C42. It's my version of the perfect foundation brush, and that's my 𝗕𝗃𝗂𝘀𝗲 foundation. I'm not gonna worry about the under eye yet because that's where concealer is gonna go. Lily Lashes, self-adhesive lashes. These I've worn at least 10 times now. So they're really good friends with my eyes. I will say, I gotta sing it to you. No, not really. It is very important to let your mascara dry before you put these on, because anything gunking up that self-adhesive glue is going to make it to where they might only last 3 times, and I can get them to last 20 times. I know that's wild. I don't even think that's in the claims, but I am just a little bit more mindful with them and I can get them to last. So that's my big tip for you. Try to keep that glue as clean as possible. We are so much closer to a restock. Oof, October. I'm gonna have a final date for you very soon, but it is definitely October. Melty, melty. It is gonna mix in, but it's still not just a wild pink under eye, it's just a pink glow. I'm gonna do a little bit extra of this blush here. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. You do what I'm doing, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm having some fun. And then we'll put concealer on top of that. But it is gonna give us more of a pink glow for sure. And in all of this madness underneath my eye, this is a really good hack. If your concealers tend to pull very, very yellow, by adding a little bit of that lavender blush underneath them, it's gonna neutralize that yellow. I'm gonna brag for just a second about the brushes. This is all completely wet, right? And I'm going pretty heavy. I'll even put some here, I'm just kind of grabbing. And then I just go right back in, and do you see? And if you've ever noticed any of my makeup, it never has hard pan. It's these fibers. Okay, I'm done. Before I set my under eye, I'm gonna grab an E27, grab some of that shade, and just press it here. And then I grab a little bit more and then press it out here. Not only am I using that wet concealer to my advantage, I'm also still in a wet state. So if I get fallout or mess up, I can fix it so easily. Then I'm gonna grab this shade. I did wipe my brush off, and that is gonna go right here in the center. I don't know if you've ever thought of this, but you can just grab one shade of the Givenchy. I'm gonna grab the darkest pink, see how dark that is? And I'm gonna go ahead and finish my under eye now. Now I did forget how pretty that blush is once you set it. Do you see how it has this kind of blue sheen? It's so pretty. Forgot about that. All right, you can stay out. What was that you said? More blush? I think so too. This is the YSL blush. I still absolutely love this formula, shade 42. And I'm just gonna brighten that up a little bit more. I don't know if you know this, but Kosas has a beautiful lavender liner. It's called Mesmerize. I'm actually gonna add it down here too to brighten up a little bit. But just in the center, it's a good one. It needs to happen. Queen Cosmetics has new lip liners. This is the shade Bubblegum. Let's go to town on this. These are retractable, by the way. Does it have a sharpener? Yep, built-in sharpener. Let's go ahead and, oh yeah. Oh, creamy. Pretty sure this is gonna be a formula that doesn't move once it dries. Look at how pretty this is. Queen Cosmetics, of course. This is the shade Moonstone. Let's stop yapping and start putting it on. It's just another level. These are not sticky. These have been one of my favorite glosses for years now. And I like that the lip liner is gonna pair so perfectly with them because it's not going to eat the glitter, and it's a matte glitter, so then, and it doesn't come off. Let me try to get it to focus. There you go, you can see it's not on the wand. Did we even do a pink glowing look if we didn't use this? Probably one of my favorite highlighters ever. Also, if you haven't tried this brush, this is the D1. One side is basically a mini C41, and then this side I like to call the puff brush, but it's actually an amazing highlight brush. It is just perfect. It just glides over, hits exactly what we want to highlight, and then can soften and blend. I want more, so I am gonna load up the brush a little bit more. You can just press. Think of it as a puff, but a brush. Okay, one more thing. This is a prototype. I really like it though. I'm gonna take a finishing powder, and a finishing powder does that. It finishes. I'm just gonna go over edges. And if you've ever wanted to just absolutely melt and make friends with everything that's on your face, this is your ticket. I'm using shade Light. I don't like to too heavily go over, let's say here or the blush, just the edges, not my hair. All right, my friends, pink and lavender glow. It's delightful. I'm so excited to create with this again. I'm really excited to use that gold and that kind of sea foam. And then this, oof, I see so many looks in here. I'm so excited. Thank you again for sending this. You know who you are. Love you. All right, my friends, that's it. Thank you so much for watching these story tutorials and just for being here with me. I love you so much. Don't forget I'm traveling, so this was pre-filmed, but I'm still trying my best to hop on and do stories for you. All right, I love you. Bye for now.